Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahak Wadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya coming at you with another lesson, and I'm going to start it off in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 18, which is a future prophecy dealing with what the children of Israel would be going through when they were back in the Holy Land. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation and thy gates praise. Now, if we look at the Holy Land today with those people over there, is violence no more being heard in that land? Think of October 7th. Think of that situation in Gaza, the situation in southern Lebanon, and that recent situation with Syria. Violence is surrounding the Holy Land and those people over there right now. So with process of elimination, what should that tell you? That they aren't the children of the Most High, which they're not. They are actually Amalekite Edomites, or so-called white people, who appointed that land into their possession. This is Ezekiel 36, verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which is just the Greek way of saying Edom, which have appointed my land into their possession. Look up something called the Balfour Declaration, which set the groundwork for those Amalekites to get that land. And then after World War II, with UN charters and declarations, you had the 1948 ISR AELI Declaration of Independence. And immediately after that, you had the Arab-Israeli War. In the 60s, you had the 6 Days War. Then fast forward to today with those Amalekite Edomites dealing with a 7-front war, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. And I opened up the video with these verses to preface this clip from the brother GMS Motivation and Inspirations YouTube channel. And that's the brother over there in California, titled Wickedness on a Whole Other Level, Evil Shall Be Put Out. And I'm going to start the video at the 8-minute and 54-second mark. And this is a Amalekite himself speaking, just further backing up that those people over there do not fit the prophecies dealing with what the true children of Israel would be going through once they were back in the Holy Land. But they do fit the prophecies of what you Edomites would be doing in regards to the Holy Land, who have appointed it into their possession. And this is a fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage in this clip, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes.
This day, where is the most dangerous place for Jewish people? Go all around the world. All the world, you will come to one point, the middle of the world, the state of Israel. This is the most dangerous place for Jewish people. Jews live peacefully here in England. I live in England already 36 years. I don't know how an English soldier looks like. I never saw them. In Israel, every small child knows all the weapons, all the soldiers, tanks, all military vehicles. This is safeness. This is the most dangerous place for the Jewish people. 7th of October didn't start on 7th of October. It started on 1948 on the 15th of May. It started by the Nakba for the Palestinians. This happened when they want to cover up their killings, the genocide, with more genocide and with more killings. When you control a people, a large...
Hey, straight from the horse's mouth. Psalm 64, and they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. You heard an Amalekite Edomite speaking it, and we're going through the prophecies to prove it. Again, Violence shall no more be heard in thy land. And what did that Amalekite just say? What's the most dangerous place for a J in the state of Israel? This is Isaiah 65:18-19. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people. And the true children of Israel are known as the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today. And you also have the Israelite foreigners who, due to the scattering, Deuteronomy 28:64, have are living amongst these different heathen nations, and through the generations have come to look like these heathens. And even some of those Jays over there, though they look like Amalekites, hey, they're true blue Israelites. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying, nor shall violence be heard any more within thy borders. And just go and look up those Amalekite Edomites whose family members were taken hostage during October 7th, and those whose family members were deleted. You'll see mothers crying, brothers, sisters, fathers weeping and lamenting for their loved ones who are passed away or still in captivity. So they don't fit this prophecy either. When the true children of Israel are back in the land, there will be no more weeping or lamenting or hard times for the children of Israel. They will be at peace for eternity. This is Jeremiah chapter 30. I'm going to read verses 8-10. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and I will burst thy bonds, and the strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Israel no longer being under the subjection of these heathen nations, chiefly the Edomites, or the so-called white people. But they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. And even King David is going to be ruling over the nation of Israel again, underneath Yahushai. And King David is going to be at the head. He's a part of the 144,000, and he's going to be the top man of the 144,000. And we clearly see that King David isn't over there in the Holy Land ruling right now. The closest they've got is the David's slingshot anti-missile defense system, which, come on. Verse 10, therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. That's another thing, Children of Israel will be brought back to the Holy Land by the hands of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai, where they will never have to flee or be taken out of that land again. And right now, you've got a lot of those Amalekite Edomites going back to their countries of origin, fleeing the Holy Land due to the violence and the wars and the deletions taking place over there. And thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid, which goes completely contrary to what that Amalekite Edomite said. What's the most dangerous place for a J in the world? In the Holy Land. And not just will the children of Israel be at peace, but the world will finally be at peace, and these heathen nations will no longer go to war against each other ever again. This is Micah chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 1. And the header reads, peaceful latter days. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh, and in the scriptures, mountains can be symbolic for governments. So the government or the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of heaven, which will be an eternal kingdom, shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. Every heathen nation is going to be truly subject under the children of Israel. And as it said, people shall flow unto it. And many nations, many heathen nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. And do you see the nations of the earth going unto these Amalekite Edomites to learn to speak, the Yiddish, read from the Tal to the Mood, have those Shirley Temple curls, or wear little hats? Of course you don't. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And do you see the laws, statutes, and commandments in the scriptures, the Torah, going forth in the earth? Of course not. Those Amalekites have their own government and parliament and, democratic system separate from the scriptures, where they vote in prime ministers and other officials. And then, lest we forget, Tel Aviv is known as Pink City, and it's one of the pride hotspots on the face of the earth. And we know what the scriptures has to say about the Rainbow Coalition. Verse 3, and he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Again, what did old boys say? The most dangerous place for a J in the world is in the Holy Land. And World War III hasn't even taken place yet. So, hey, you Amalekite Edomites, you Edomites as a whole, just don't have it. And we're living in the twilight hours, the last seconds of your rulership. So you better live it up, because once the true children of Israel are back in power and established, you're going to get that Revelation 13 verses 9 to 10 treatment. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that deleteth with the sword shall be deleted with the sword. So that's it with this video. And with this video, I hope you sincere, Akim and Akwat were edified. Just keep strong. We are almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharallah, and until next time, Shalom.